Hello and welcome back to Kitten Up Kitten. I'm Sam and today it is DIY DP Weekly. Like literally I've got these two little sections to do on this canvas and then I'm on to the last one. Anyway, I am working on stained glass Lord of the Rings cross stitch. It came from Etsy. Don't remember the shop, really sorry. It is 128 by 61.25 centimetres in 4 canvases. So 2 this size, and then I've got a strip on 1 canvas. I'm going to do it on the same canvas. I love the colours in this cross stitch pattern. It is so blooming beautiful. But the rendering ain't great. Okay, I don't even think there has been any rendering, so it is quite pixelated, but it doesn't matter because I'm so close to the end now anyway. So let me get into the chart because I need to line up where I'm starting. So bear with me because I was looking while talking. So this section at the bottom here is 5.5 squares deep. So if I get it in just the right place, there we go. So that is where I am working. I try and line up my tablet. Let's do tips today. Let's do that. Okay, what am I using first of all? I obviously have my tablet with Pattern Keeper on it. I have got a canvas which came from AliExpress. I am using my, like literally, this pen is falling apart. This is literally one of the very first soft grip pens I ever made. Look, there's beautiful pens out there. And at one time or another, I've used them all, but I can diamond paint the longest with one of these roughly made squishy pens. That's what I'm sticking to. I've got a 6 placer and a single placer. I am using the limited edition yellow cook tray in XL. There are not many left, so if you would like one, description box, which is where all of the good stuff is for those of you, whether you are new, whether you're not, everything is in the description box that you may need. The key things that I ask every watcher, every subscriber to do is what every YouTuber asks for. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, hit the notification bell because sometimes I go live, don't want to miss that, who would? And yeah, just help my channel grow. I need to get the door downside to being, I am so sorry, I have no idea what I was talking about. It is all upheaval in this house at the minute. So very briefly, we are having some building work done. They were meant to start today. They're not now starting until Wednesday, but everything's packed away. I can't find anything. Postman turns up to collect some parcels and I'd put the wrong address on one of them, which was fine, but we had to sort out labels. So yeah, it's all bloody go. Right, so what was I saying? Tips. Let's do tips. For those of you that don't know, this is a cross stitch conversion. So cross stitch pattern on my tablet. I am drilling onto a blank gridded canvas to make a diamond painting out of my spares. Right, let's go. So I'm going to get my first number on, and what I'm going to do, because I do this on normal diamond paintings, I usually start at the bottom here. It varies, okay? You do it whichever way you want to do it. I would normally work in a 3x3 section. This is slightly smaller because it's the bottom. I've got 5 rows and then 5 half rows. So it's not quite the full section, but it's doing it. So, I find that it can be a lot easier to do a small amount first and get all the little bits done. So I'm going to put these colours in here. So by having my tablet roughly, and it is roughly lined up with where I'm working, my light isn't great either today. It means that it helps me place them in the right place. And by doing the smaller amounts, when you've got more canvas showing, makes it easier to plot them on the grid. Then by the time you get halfway through, you will then have more drills than you do blank spaces. And then you can look for the patterns of the spaces. Hoping that makes sense. Anyway, it has been a good weekend. I have been rushing around like an absolute arse, clearing stuff out. And I need to say that if you are not a regular to my channel, currently I am working quite well to a schedule, but it does mean that I'm working ahead. So if you ever watch a video, mainly this year's videos, and you're like, I'm sure that you said that hadn't happened yet, you hadn't mentioned that had happened yet, it's because they're not in sequence. I do like to confuse people. It's mainly because I always used to work on an ad hoc. It was like when I've got the time, because I've got a job and all that sort of thing. And I always used to say it wasn't possible. And this year, I kept being told, you know, it'll be much better if you do. You'll find it easier. And this year I have done. So the way that it goes, on a Monday, videos will go up, and they will be prep videos, or prep in a way. So Mondays will be kitting downs, kitting ups, spare drill storage, showing how to set up a canvas. It will be all the randomy stuff, okay? All the other stuff that isn't diamond painting, but is diamond painting related. That is probably the best way to put it. So Mondays is anything other than whipping, basically. A Wednesday is a whip Wednesday, and I'm just working on my current normal diamond painting, my normal whip. That is shortly going down to one canvas, and by shortly I mean by the end of today. I will have finished. Lead me tonight. It is stunning. So I'll have that finished later, which then means, of course, that I can also film a kitting down for another Monday. The problem is, Mondays is where I would put kitting downs, unboxings, kitting ups, all that sort of thing. And the thing is, I actually have enough videos already on a Monday for the next 6 weeks. So I apologise, they might be out of date. On a Friday, it is, of course, DIY DP Weekly. And it is an opportunity for me to work on my project, my conversion project. And especially at the minute, because ideally, what am I at now? Because it tells me on Pattern Keeper, if you don't know, on this app it tells you how far in you are and what percentage you've completed. I'm actually 78.5% complete. So I absolutely can finish this project by November. I think well before November. So what will happen is, originally I was like, do you know what? It means that I can have a break and I can start a brand new canvas in November. But that will then mean I'll have no content for, I suppose, actually, I was going to say what I may do is I may put in the prep and everything for the next one into a Friday as well. I might do that. I'd really, really like to not have to start that new one until November and start November with the new one. So if I can sort out, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not making promises. Anyway, so that's the schedule. Right, 9:04. Has it helped? Yes, it absolutely has. Okay, I am way more organised. However, it does mean that I am filming ahead. And for the next 6 weeks, providing they actually get around to starting this week, for the next 6 weeks, I will be filming as and when I can. So there is a chance that that may get disrupted, or that I may put videos on different days if necessary. So give me a little bit of slack on that one. Hope you all had a good weekend. I was just moving stuff from pillar to post, just moving stuff, trying to integrate 2 full rooms worth of furniture and bits to make room. But we did it. It's done. And then, of course, we took out the dishwasher and the washing machine. And now they're not coming till Wednesday. So, yeah. Bit pleased about that. Not. Okay. Before we get any further, I also had a massive spill this morning. So, basically, I have brought into this living room, into my lounge, I have brought all the kits I'm going to be working on for the next 6 weeks, including Reading Tree, okay? And I started to do a section on Reading Tree the other day and felt really guilty and kind of thought I need to get the other one finished first. But the storage for Reading Tree is actually my own storage that I put together. And because I was trying to move stuff and juggle stuff, I dropped the entire effing thing. The entire tray. So it's all in a... I'll show you. It'll be easier to show you. It's in like this. So the problem is I dropped it. All of the stuff came out and I lost quite a few drills. So if you want a storage system that doesn't lose everything when you drop it, don't try and use your own. A story for another day. Anyway, I have spare drills. So what I did is I hoovered up the spilled ones, and I will just, my tablet's very slow, I will just replace them with my spares, which is why you keep your spares. And yes, I know that you do have a spill drills, or is it a missing drills now guarantee, but that's what I keep my spares for, so I will just replace them. It's not a problem. There was that moment of, oh, FTF. Try not to swear too much, but yeah, I almost grabbed my phone to do a short, and then I was just like, no, I just need to get it cleaned up. So I will do that canvas, and if I run out of drills, it is not because Diamond Art Club didn't give me enough, it is because I spilled a shit ton. But it looked like the colours that I spill are ones that I've got quite a lot of, so it just wasn't worth. I'm not sitting there picking up drills off a bloody carpet and then separate them. I already have 2 bags of green drills that are mixed that I need to sort out. I am not doing it with fluffy bits in as well. Not happening. So do you know what? I'll suck it up. It's fine. Okay. So let's talk tips. Let's talk tips. If you have never done a conversion before, take it from someone who did it. Be very careful about what you choose to do as your first canvas. Number 1, if you love massive canvases, this will not apply, okay? If you're someone that is going to go, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go for the biggest max colour pattern that I can go for. I want to be doing it in 290 drills. Then so be it. Way to go, you. And keep going. For me, I made the mistake of going for a canvas that was far too big, even though I did the mini version. Now, I am, of course, referring to canvases from Heaven and Earth Designs. They are one of the best companies to go to for conversions. And the first one that I did, I saw somebody else do. It was quite big, and then I did the mini version, but I did it in 239 colours, and it's too much. It's just too much for me. I prefer a much smaller canvas. So my advice is choose your canvas carefully. So if you are going to buy an actual canvas, make sure that you get a decent one. You may be better off getting a poured glue version than getting a, oh, let me get the H because there's less of those, I think. Yeah. I've just realised. Well, that's not helpful, is it? I've just realised I haven't got the colour up here. I'm just going to come out of here a second. Now, this shouldn't be doing it because I did do an update. Why isn't it showing? Let's do that. There we go. That's better. 610. I don't know what happened there. I have done an update, so it could just be that my tablet's playing silly buggers. What was I saying? Yeah. So if you are looking at doing your very, very first conversion, maybe you've been saving your drills for a little while. My advice is use graph paper and double-sided tape as done by the lovely Penny at Kalbs Sparkles, and just do a little tester one. If you go to dmc.com, you will find that they have a number of completely free patterns which are a lot smaller, because what's going to happen is whatever pattern you choose, you're going to have to times it by 4 to get the size that you need. So what looks very, very small as a cross stitch will be a lot bigger. But you can do it that way and you can give it a go. So do that. There are canvases on there. You may have to search for them, but there are ones on there that are only, you know, quite small, this sort of size. So that would be my advice. Also quite a few colours. It's sort of 17, 20 odd, you know, normal. So what happened actually with my first Heaven and Earth is I abandoned it because it was just too much. And the thing with doing a cross stitch conversion, I mean, they're easy, they're not difficult, you know, it is not hard to do, but you do have to have your wits about you a little bit, because at the end of the day, you're interpreting where that's going. Is that a round drill? It is a round drill. Why have I got a round drill? Okay, don't panic. I will put that back in later. I will find a different colour to put in there. Yeah, I just got overwhelmed with having so many colours. So I then changed. My second conversion was Mini Secret Door, which I enjoyed doing. It was beautiful. I really love the finished product. And it was a manageable 85 colours. This one is actually only 50 colours. But I didn't get it from Heaven and Earth, and that is a mistake that I won't make again. I think the reason Heaven and Earth work quite well is because they do chart the canvases for diamond painting use, which is what I love. So yeah, you know what you're getting. I have a handful of canvases stored, or a handful of patterns stored on this tablet. And some of them are quite big. So I decided when I started searching for my next project, because now I'm over 75% done, although I don't want to be starting the project yet, I need time to get drills together. What I do need to say is a massive thank you to Penny from Kalbs Sparkles, who is drill funding my next project. She hasn't turned around and said, I will buy you all your drills for your next project. Let's get that clear. But because she has a huge amount of spare drills, she has actually managed to give me most of the drills that I need. I haven't even gone through my own storage yet. So thank you, Penny. And yeah, I look forward to being able to start. But yeah, getting ahead this time, getting ahead with the next project now gives me time to make sure I've got enough drills for it, because I'm going to be kitting up and kitting down in between. So yeah, test out. Right, I don't know how well these drills are going to stick here, because if you can see, I've got a little area that isn't very good. Now, if I put them on, look, at the end of the day, this canvas is not going up anywhere. All right, I've said this before, and I absolutely mean it. I'm not putting it up. So it doesn't matter if I lose drills. It is literally, once it's done, it's done. I'm not going to do anything with it. The next canvas, however, I will be. But I'm doing that one on paper with double-sided tape, which I'm super excited about. Again, inspired by Penny at Kalbs Sparkles. So, really enjoyed sitting here yesterday putting double-sided tape. And look, I'm going to be honest, all right? I'm not a stupid person, but sometimes I have no common sense at all. And I did the tape on the first couple of sheets, and I did it going across like you would work, and realised, well, this is how big the rolls are. Oh, well, I need 2 rows of this, like that. And then I'm going to have to do a row and a half of this. And then realised, like the dingbat I am, that actually if you just put it down that way, you only need 2 strips. Yeah, I didn't say I was intelligent. But there we go. So that is set up to do. So yes, over the next, you know, few weeks, you may get a mix of working on this one and prepping for the new one, just to give me a bit of extra time. Best will in the world, it's not going to last me, I don't think, until November, but we'll see. I would love to start my new one in November, because nothing better than starting a new one. But if I'm going to have a massive gap, I also want to keep the content going. For those of you that may not already do conversions but want to have a look, because it's an opportunity for me to promote my event. So if that's the case, then yes, I will just start it. Exciting. Lots of people will go down the route of choosing their pattern, and then they will go and buy all their drills. You can absolutely do that, right? There's no judgment here. I, however, do conversions to use up my spare drills. That's the whole point. So I would rather do it from spare drills. Now, this one, I have purchased drills along the way to keep me going. I am not going to be doing that with the next one. So although Penny has gifted me a load of drills, they are her spare drills. I am going to be working the next one completely just with spare drills. I'm just cheating slightly by using somebody else's as well. Just saying. If you are interested in having a go, maybe you just want some advice, or maybe you are one of those people that you've got loads of drills and you've got lots that you don't need and not any that you do. Please nip into the description box, find the Facebook group. The guys on there are amazing, and they help each other out by posting out drills to each other. So they will be more than happy to help you. Yeah, do that. The other thing with the project is you need to decide whether your project is a side project or whether it's a main project. There are lots of people that do conversions all the time. There's lots of people that do a conversion from start to finish and don't work on anything else, and that is also fine. I don't. Mine is very much a side thing. I really enjoy running the event because I'm then sharing that with everybody else, but I do it predominantly to use up my spare drills. My dream isn't to do conversions. My dream is actually just to do a normal diamond painting, but I love the fact that I'm helping keep others going. It's just a bit of a kick up the butt when you're working on it 2 months of the year. So yeah, mine is most definitely a side project, most definitely. And always will be. However, although it's a side project, I don't want it to take years to do one, right? Like, I always have other ones that I want to do. If I get this one finished before November, I started this last May. So it means less than 18 months to complete it, which it's not massive, I know. But for a side project, I'm pretty happy with that. I think it took me like 2 years to do the other one. So, yeah, that's how you've got to work it. I will say, there's quite a few of those, but I'm going to use them anyway. I will say that obviously the better quality your drills, the better your finish will be. I have a very mixed bag in these drills. The next one, they're all a little bit better quality. Eventually, like others, I would love to do a conversion which is purely Diamond Art Club spare drills. I would love that. I think it is just that extra bit further. But I also need to start doing artwork for other people because I haven't got anywhere to put all these things. And the other thing is, understand that you are going to make mistakes. You are going to be working on your project and you are going to go to put another colour on and you're going to realise you've gone wrong somewhere. And you then have your decision to make. Do you find out what colour it was? Which is easy if you're using something like Pattern Keeper. You can see my symbols through the colour, so I've got it so it's showing. So for instance, if I'm missing whatever that green one was down here, yeah, it's one of the lines, so I can quickly find out what it is. Or do you do what I do 90% of the time, and the next time you come across a green colour, you just add it in? I do that all the time, and that's what makes mine special. It makes mine truly unique because nobody else does that. I'm not that picky, to be fair. I've only just started colour matching drills, for crying out loud. And that's only because I've got beautiful storage to keep it in. And that's the other thing, storage. I personally think, I might be wrong, and it is just my opinion, but I personally think that you need to have a decent spare drill setup because you've got to keep these drills somewhere and you've got to keep them organised. Also, when you're doing a conversion, you may, if you have 239 colours, then you may only need 1,000 or so of most colours. Some you will only need a handful of. However, if you are doing one that is less colours, you may need, for instance, my next one, I need 13,000 black, 13,310. So you need to keep them somewhere. You need to keep it organised. So for that, get yourself set up right from the word go with a decent spare drill system. Most people use the photo boxes. And up until recently, as did I, it's a very good system, but I can say get yourself a decent card system. If you are looking to set up your own spare drill storage, I highly recommend the products from Kalbs Sparkles. There is a link in the description box to her shop. She can do you tabbed laminated cards. She can also do all of the bags for you if you wanted, or she can send you all of the labels. It's a fab system. That's my plug done. But yes, you need somewhere to safely and efficiently store your spares because you might need a lot. Do I purposefully discount canvases because of how many drills it is? Kind of. If I see an image that I like, I will go and check, and the first thing I'll check is, does it have a mini version? Because I'd rather do the smaller one. If it doesn't, if I really liked it, then yes, I would do max colour. I would hate every second of it. I just think 239 is far too many colours. But, you know, you do what you got to do. Anywho. And then my other tip is, you know, do a section a week, whatever size section you enjoy doing. Some people will do a massive section and they will do that once a week and they'll be quite happy. Other people will do one smaller section and they'll do it every day. I am a 3x3 every week person. And by 3, I mean 900 drills. Because there's 100 drills to every square. So I am very much I'm going to do a minimum of 900 drills. That's something that I could do. Oh no, I can't because I haven't got a calculator. Let me see if I can get a calculator. Because it is quite easy to work out how many drills you need to do each week until November. I might do that on another video. Just to see if I can get this finished and whereabouts I'm going to end up. Of course, I am human, okay? I have a schedule, and if I've got extra videos waiting, I can always move them, and I very often do that. So if I do a bunch of unboxings, I'll spread them out because nobody wants to see an unboxing every week, you know. So I'll intersperse it with something else. But if I am unwell and unable, I do have health conditions. Please note I said health conditions, not health problems. They're only a problem if you allow them to be. That's my positive Polly. That's my positive Polly voice. The truth is, I do sometimes have times where I will get up in the morning, I will go to work and I will be feeling fine. And by the end of the day, I'm exhausted. If that happens, then yes, you may get other videos at other times. So it's not set in stone. I do what I can in the way that I can. It is more important to me to have regular videos going out than it is to worry about what the content is. You know, I want to keep you guys there. And I know there's going to be a bunch of you that are going to go, Sam, we would wait even if it was weeks. I know you would, but I would feel really, really uncomfortable leaving you like that. No, I don't owe anyone anything, but my channel doesn't exist without my subscribers. So I choose to push myself to do it. And that is what I bring. All I ask is that you like the videos and you subscribe. And I know that's hard, especially if you're watching on a TV. But believe me, that couple of seconds it takes you, that half a minute that it takes you to go off and like the video makes all of the difference. Why will you not stick? Okay. The other thing you can do, let's talk about Pattern Keeper. I haven't used any other app. I'm an Android user, so Pattern Keeper has always been okay for me. But I love this app. I think it's so clever and much more interesting than marking it off on paper. I'm telling you right now, if we didn't have an app to do this, I would not do conversions. I kid you not. I have done a counted cross stitch, and I am one of them people, I just get so confused. So having something that allows me to mark it off as I'm going, still see what symbol it is, and shows me the picture as it builds is just phenomenal. I love it. There is a lot that this app can do that I've never used it for, but I'm sticking to basics. It does what I need, and I love it. And the beauty of Heaven and Earth designs is that they're patterns. Okay, I have gone have I gone wrong? No, they need to go in there. Sorry, I apologise. Get used to this. this is how it goes. Told you, I get so easily confused. So what you can do is, when you have placed, for some reason that one didn't want to go, when you place your drills, you can highlight all of them and then just click the tick at the end. The reason I do mine as I'm going is because I'm doing it by square. It just makes it easier for me to follow. You do it your way. You do it your way. This works for me. If you would like to see previous videos of DIY DP, not only can you search for DIY DP and get the weekly videos, but you will also be presented with the events as well. So the event is called DIY DP, and then it's either spring and then the year, or summer and the year. This has only started this year, so you can find DIY DP Spring 25. November's will be DIY DP Winter 25. Previous years, they were called something else. But it's always been DIY DP. So if you just put in hashtag DIY DP, you will get everything. Not just from me, but from other YouTubers that have helped out or worked alongside, etc. So yeah, like literally, how wrong can you be? That goes there. How have I done that so wrong? Told you, you find mistakes as you're going through. I just correct it as I go. So what's on the plan for me today? I'm actually filming on a Monday. Monday is my day off my job, my normal job. So I use it to do orders or to film, etc. So that's what I'm doing. I am gonna, it's filming this one. And then, because I've already got this week's whip sorted, that one, yeah, I am going to go straight back on to Lead Me Tonight, because I have 2 sections left. If I then get that done today and I've got time, I can then film. Right, so that's 2. So I should have put one there, shouldn't I? Yeah. I obviously picked it up again with my pen. So you want 3. I will say I put, there we go. I put new tape into this pen because it actually had putty in it. I'd obviously used it when I first tried Diamond Art Club's putty. Okay. Yeah, so the next event will be DIY DP Winter 25, which will start on the 1st of November. Each month that I do, so both May and November, I have a limited edition colour tray that releases on the first day of the following month. Right, A23. But yeah, if I can get Lead Me Tonight done. I mean, I could pull out and do the whip for next week, but I don't want to get too far ahead, and I've got all weekend to film yet, so I'm not too concerned. How many of these have we got? I will do that, look, 310. Let's do the 310. But mainly, yes, I just want to get Lead Me Tonight done because it is 2 big sections, and the beauty is I can then sit here and I can just watch, or listen actually, to YouTube and just dot. And who wouldn't want to do that on their day off? Because the builders aren't coming until midweek, it also means that I can get, I've got quite a long day tomorrow, but if I get home from work early enough, I can also film then if I really wanted to. I don't want to go too far ahead with the whips on the Wednesday, because when all's said and done, I can always film on a Monday for that. It is these videos, it is the DIY DP videos and the kitting up, kitting down ones that take the little bit longer. Whereas a whip, I can control how long I do the whip for. And it's usually until I run out of things to say. You can help by commenting on videos, ask questions, leave comments, let me know if something I've said resonates with you. Because that really helps me plan. And it gives me something to talk about. Right, so those 2. I'm just doing those, although they're in the next square, because they're joined up. If I do it at the same time, there is less chance that I will confuse myself. Can you see though, by having the tablet set up where I have it, it makes it a little bit easier to see where I'm going, she says. So 1 there. So let's tick that off. I'm now in the last square, which is here. Yeah, it just makes it a little bit easier to see where I should be. And it does get harder the more drills you get laid down. There's something very, very therapeutic about working like this. There really is. The other thing is, once I have started a section, I don't know why there is a gap there. There shouldn't be. That should be up. I've really done that last square wrong, haven't I? Yeah, my rule is that once I've started a section, I must finish that section before I take it off my table. So I will, of course, finish this one. But we've got a couple of weeks yet before I'm at the point where I'm prepping the last bit of canvas. And that will be quite interesting because I'm going to do the 2 strips, one on top of the other, because I've already got a canvas for it. So, right, so that should be up there then. Yes. See what I mean? I just end up putting random colours in just to make it work. I'm not even checking. And I have no excuses. It shows through. It shows through. This is a good indicator of how good drills are. Trash drills, cheap drills, do not line up very well. And you'll have lots of misshapen ones. Whereas good quality drills line up beautifully. So if you are new and you wondered, that is how you can tell. I guess, which is why I want to do one with just Diamond Art Club drills, because they have always used resin drills, and they just look better, whereas these are a mix of, there will be some resin drills in these, because I obviously have been saving spares, but there are also some acrylic. And it's not a bad thing. You can get really good acrylic drills. Let me just put that out there. But they're not Diamond Art Club. So you can also use a smaller tray. You don't necessarily need a tray as big as this. I'm just one of them people. I don't hoard stuff. Since we brought out the XL tray, I haven't used any other tray, so I only keep a handful of XL trays. I don't keep all of them. I'm not a, right, you know, like some people are collectors, no matter what it is they do. So you will get people that will say to you, there is that part of them that is a diamond painter that enjoys the diamond painting, but they also collect diamond paintings, or they collect pens, or they collect trays. I know someone very much like that. I'm not that person. I don't have a massive stash. I'm very, I think I'm actually quite controlled when it comes to diamond painting. If I had the money, would I have a bigger stash? Absolutely. But I'd also need a bigger house to keep it all in. But I don't, you know, I literally, and especially now from this point on, the only spare money that I have for diamond painting comes from YouTube or from Buy Me a Coffee. I can't buy paintings without that because I can't afford to. But I don't, you know, I make trays. I don't keep them all. I haven't got one of every single colour. I just keep the ones I like. So I've actually got 2 pink because I've got one that is blinged up and one that is not. I've got a white one, I've got a rose gold one, and I've got the yellow. But I generally don't have more than that. I have 3 standard trays because I only use standard trays like funnels. It's simple as that. Yeah, I'm not a collector. I'm really not. Right, I'm going to go for F. So I'm going to do this colour and then I'm going to call it on this one because I am getting very warm. I'm obviously in the front room under these lights. I don't have the window open and I've obviously got the door shut because I'm filming and it is absolutely freaking baking. So I'll finish this colour and then I can have a break and I can go off and get a fresh drink because my coffee is cold. And then, yes, the rest of the day is mine. I am on a mission. If nothing else, I will finish that Lead Me Tonight today. You may not see the kitten down for a while. Right, see, I've gone wrong here as well. So it should be 2 and then 2 like that. Right, so now try 2, oh, that does not want to come off, 2, and then that should be up there, and it should be 1, and then 2. There is no issue if you have to correct yourself as you're going along. It is your diamond painting. You know how much you can tolerate. We're all different, okay? There are certain things that I do that other people can't because it bothers them. I'm not going to use the term OCD because that's not always applicable. Obviously, if you do have OCD, then it's relevant. I don't have physical OCD, but there are, like, I have seen people do canvases where they have sectioned it up and then they've done random sections from here, there and everywhere. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I have to work in an orderly fashion. I tend to work from right to left, like I'm reading. Mainly because it means that my hand isn't on drills. I used to start in the top right corner. I've now started working this way so that my plastic's that side. I think it's just the way that I do it, but I couldn't section a painting off. So if I was taking part in an event that lasted over a month and the point was that you did section off, I would have to section off equal sections, but I would have to do them in order. So I would have number 1 on this side, section 1, section 2, section 3. I can't go everywhere. I can't do it. No, I just can't. I just can't. We're all like that in different ways. Like, for instance, drills, my spare drills, up until very recently, and I'm like talking a couple of weeks ago, I mixed shades, and I would just, because you do a lot of this, I'd just pick out the ones that I want. But because I now have a bigger system, because I know that I'm going into the cabin when all of this is done and that I will have the space, I am now starting to keep them separately, so that I've got multiple shades, because you never know. Even with Diamond Art Club, their DMC colours aren't always the same shade. You know, it's like wool lots. So, but I do now have enough storage, I can do it. And then 2 there. Okay, so that is me done for filming. I apologise if it's been a bit all over the place. I never intend it to be. I don't have a plan, but I never intend it to be all over the place. I am going to continue with this section and get this one done, and then I can pull down Leave Me Tonight. Keep your eyes open. You may already have seen a short where I've done the reveal, but if you have, I apologise. Thank you for joining me. If you are interested in joining for #DIYDP Winter 25, please find the Facebook link for the group in the description box of this video. Pop along on there, because that is where you're going to be posting and getting all the info, etc. for the event. And don't forget, if you're deciding to give it a go, do a mini first. DMC.com have a whole bunch. Just get some graph paper, print off a sheet of graph paper, use some double-sided tape, and just give it a go. Don't go and purchase everything for a massive one and then think, no, I'm overwhelmed. Take it from someone who did the same thing, who did it wrong. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed. I will be back soon with another video. It is, as always, over and out from Miss Kitten Up Kitten. Bye-bye.